Sticky fingers.
TV.
Sticky fingers.
Boom! What is cracking? I am back with a brand new video. I've got a follow-up to my past two videos. We're talking about California e-bike laws. Everybody's super upset. There's a lot of confusion going back and forth. There's a lot of discrepancies over Class 3 and the laws in general. As far as the Class 3 goes, it's pretty clear. The Class 3 e-bike law is you can go 20 on throttle only, or you can use pedal assist to reach 20. And if you want to reach 28, you can then pedal with pedal assist from that point. But you can't just use throttle alone past 20. That's the way Class 3 has always been. And that's the way it still currently is in most states, including Iowa. However, in California, they've changed Class 3 specifically so that it no longer includes a throttle. You still can pedal with pedal assist up to 28. However, if you're caught with a throttle and going faster than 20 miles per hour, you will get a ticket. That's the new rule. But again, for the first 60 days, you're fine. You're going to get a friendly warning or an angry warning. One way or the other, you shouldn't get a ticket for the first 60 days. So if you get pulled over and they say something about a ticket, just know in the back of your head, you can pull that warning out of your back pocket and be like, I heard all about this on the Sticky Fingers YouTube channel. I'm sure you watch it on a regular basis. Anyways, but when it comes to these laws, they've made it clear because they want to make sure that everybody understands it. Although there are a ton of gray areas still left within these laws because they're being made by people who most likely don't know anything about e-bikes. I say that because, as I discussed in my last video, there were several errors or areas where they made a law that was aimed to make things more safe, but it actually made things more dangerous. One example is with Class 2 in certain areas, kids can no longer ride Class 2. And again, Class 2 lets you have a throttle on your bike. You can either hit the throttle or pedal with pedal assist and reach 20 miles per hour, but no faster. They're saying kids can't ride Class 2 bikes anymore. And Class 1 is still okay. They can use pedal assist up to 20. However, they still left Class 3 on the table where they're allowing a kid to pedal with pedal assist up to 28 miles per hour, which would seem quite a bit more dangerous than being able to only pedal or use throttle up to 20 miles per hour, in my personal opinion. And there's a whole bunch of things like that. Motor can only put out 750 watts. Mandatory helmet law. I'm actually fine with that. Hopefully that will save some lives. Battery, there's more battery regulations. Again, I'm cool with that. That makes sense to me. So again, I'm not just anti everything about these e-bike laws. I just don't agree with all of it. And to be honest, I think a lot of this has something to do not only with crashes and people who are riding recklessly, but also, let's face it, they're trying to make some money out here. And this is a great way for them to make a bunch of money. And it's no accident that they started this law in California because California is the biggest e-bike market. And you might wonder what's going to happen with all the stock of e-bikes in California that break these laws right out of the box. They have a bigger motor than 750, or they've got a throttle and also can go 28. Those bikes under California law can no longer be labeled as e-bikes. That just sounds ridiculous, but that's the way they're going to do it. You have to call that bike now something other than an e-bike. They may have to market some of them as just an off-road bike, in which case they could still get away with having a higher speed than 28 miles per hour. So that's one way a lot of these companies are going to start to market their bikes. And a lot of people, I think, are wondering how they're going to actually enforce any of this. But what I can see them doing is doing big street block offs where they know there's big group e-bike rides. That way they can catch a bunch of people at one time. And even though they know they can't catch everybody, it'll be enough people to send a message that they are actually trying to enforce these laws. That's just an idea. I'm not saying I know that's going to happen, but I guess if I were the police, that's what I would do myself. The other thing I don't think a lot of people are thinking about is yesterday I reported that right now the fine is to be about $25, but you could get a separate ticket for each law you're violating. So if your motor was bigger than 750 or puts out more than 750 watts, that's a $25 fee. Then if you've got a throttle and it takes you beyond 20, that's another ticket. Then if you are not wearing a helmet, that's another ticket. And then if your battery doesn't comply with the battery standards, that could be another ticket. So as low as $25 sounds, it could add up really quickly, especially if you forget to pay any of these. And I'm guessing it's going to stay on your record and the fines will increase if you keep violating those laws repeatedly. And then who knows, if you keep doing it from that point, there'll be some sort of more severe punishment. I think the last video I was joking that they might just ban you from riding e-bikes or regular bikes ever. And I could honestly kind of see that, as ridiculous as that is. And a lot of people in the comments section that are not very familiar with e-bikes or just don't like e-bikes, a lot of jokes around about e-bikes just being for lazy people and how lazy could you be if you want a motor or if you want a throttle, that's lazy. I personally pedal 99% of the time that I'm riding just instinctively because I've got a cycling background. But the throttle does come in handy. If you get injured, it's nice to have, or if you're just incredibly exhausted and you've been riding all day, it's nice to have that. Even if you don't use it, it's just nice to have it there. And then in terms of speed, you're going to have people argue any number you throw out there. In my opinion, it's perfectly reasonable to have a throttle that takes you to 20 and then have the ability to pedal up to 28 from that point. In my opinion, 28 is not an alarmingly fast pace. So overall, this isn't the end of the world. It's just kind of an annoying thing that I know is going to spread and ultimately affect everyone who does ride e-bikes at some point. Even if you don't think you'll ever get caught, I think in some way this will impact you because it's also going to make it more difficult to get bikes that break these laws. And as far as identifying these kinds of bikes, there was a time when people didn't really know what an e-bike was. But now a bike like a Sur-Ron, for example, that sticks out like a sore thumb. And police are now super aware of what a Sur-Ron is and the fact that it is super illegal. That's on the most extreme end, but it's going to trickle down. There's already a lawsuit against Super 73 right now because they're saying that those bikes are designed to be modified to break laws. It's actually kind of funny that they are going after Super 73 because Super 73 definitely has that reputation, but it was much bigger about 4 years ago. Sur-Ron has definitely taken the crown in terms of heavily modified bikes to go extremely fast. So it shows that they might be a little bit behind the time in terms of which e-bike company they went after. But you can definitely see Sur-Ron being on the list next, especially because that's the most notorious bike for people just doing crazy stunts, wheelies, and all kinds of dope tricks, which honestly I like and it's entertaining to see, but that's a huge part of why all these laws are coming into play now because certain people were going super overboard and taking those cool tricks and stunts and doing them through a red light, almost causing an accident, and in some cases causing accidents just by general reckless riding, which again in a video or something online, there's an entertainment value to that. And you know that it takes a lot of skill to do a lot of that stuff, but definitely more people are pissed off by it than people who think that it's cool. Anyways, not the end of the world. I'm only pulling speeds of up to 15 miles per hour on this sick Vio, so I'm not even enjoying the spoils of the e-bike world. However, I gotta say, this bike is actually kind of enjoyable as just a cruise around bike in the city. The traffic is crazy out here, so I wouldn't even want to be going too fast because, especially on the sidewalk, there's all kinds of people, there's glass, there's just disgusting trash, all kinds of hurdles and obstacles. But it's also part of what makes an e-bike ride fun in the streets of Los Angeles. Anyways, I'm going to end this video, but I've got more content coming out. I've got a VO review coming, so I got a bunch of stuff that I'm working on. Anyways, if you watched this video all the way to the end, thank you. I appreciate the watch. Please like, please subscribe. I'll see you on the next ride. Boom! In the meantime, if you're interested in supporting one of my affiliate links to check out the Soleil E24, link in the description below, discount code sticky-soleil, or if you're interested in the Aventon Soltera, click the link in the description. No discount code is needed. Check out another video right here, and check out another video right here. You decide. You're the boss.
Boom.
Perfect.
Boom.